Okay, I just want to create a little training video on how to use Grademark. One of the responsibilities that we have as instructors is to leave qualitative feedback to our students so that they know how to improve, so they know what they did well and what they need to work on. And we have a really wonderful tool in Grademark, and Grademark is it's provided to us through Turnitin, so you'll find Grademark while you're looking at a student's Turnitin report. Um, First, I just want to show you how to turn Grademark in. Sorry, how to turn on Grademark. So this is something that you'll do at the beginning of a quarter when you're turning on Turnitin. Now, this is an old classroom, so Turnitin has already been turned on. If you click on Assessments and choose Dropbox, and if you are looking at your classroom as an instructor, you will see all of the Dropbox that are available. And the little binoculars tells you that Turnitin has been turned on for that particular assignment. Unfortunately, at least what I've heard from D2L, and I've asked them this a number of times, is that they're saying that there's no way to automatically Turnitin, that it has to be done manually inside the Dropbox. I don't really believe that, but I've gotten nowhere fighting that fight, so I'll leave it alone for a while and then I'll start bugging them about it again. But for now, each instructor will go in and Turnitin for themselves, and you essentially will just go to the Dropbox that you want to turn it on for, and then there's a little drop-down menu. You'll click on Edit, and then this will take you inside the Dropbox. There are three places that need to be checked. The first one is under Originality Check. This turns on Turnitin. This allows the instructor to see the Turnitin report. Then you'll need to scroll down, and under Advanced Originality Checking Options, you'll need to click the box next to Allow Submitters to see originality reports. This allows a student to see their Turnitin report. And the last thing you'll need to do is to scroll down and make sure the little box next to Enable Grammar Check is checked. And then also it should be advanced under a select handbook. I've never seen it any other way, but since you're here, you may as well double check to make sure that that's been checked, and then just save and close. And if the binoculars weren't there before, they'll be there now. So the way that you find the Grademark is if you just go to an assignment, and I have permission from one of our advisors to use hers, and you want to open their Turnitin report. So you go inside the Dropbox, click on the colored bar, and then the Turnitin report comes up. Turnitin is the leftmost tab. You want to click on the middle tab, which is Grademark. And if you wait a second, in the lower right-hand corner, you will see this little ETS data loading, um, this little data loading box. And what this is doing is that it is basically just, um, sorry, it's basically running the software program on the paper. And once it's done, it will leave purple comments. And the purple comments are possible writing errors. Now, Grademark only deals with grammar, spelling, and punctuation, so it's a really good tool for students to use when they proofread their papers, and students have access to this as well. It's not just an instructor thing. So they could upload their paper early, which I hope they do, so that they can at least check their Turnitin report to make sure they don't have any potential plagiarism issues, but they should also look for these purple comments as well. Now, they're not always correct. Like, for instance, the economy, this right here oftentimes will come back, it'll say incomplete sentence because the software program doesn't know that it's a running head. Again, not all of these comments are going to be completely correct, but um, a lot of them actually are. And what's nice about it is that the student can just hover their cursor over it, and it gives a little explanation will pop up. If they click on View Handbook, a more detailed explanation with a lot of examples will pop up as well. If you find that the comment is inaccurate, you can just hover over it and then click on Dismiss, and it'll be gone. So that's one use, that's one part of Grademark. The other part are the comments, which are over here. So comments that the instructor leaves will be in blue. And what I like about this is that you can basically load a bunch of very commonly used comments. So for instance, awkward, and what you can do is you just drag it into the paper and put it where it goes. And if you want to add a new comment, you can just click in the body of the paper. A box will come up. You enter your comment, and then you can actually, if this is something that you feel you're going to see a number of times, then you can save it as a quick mark. Give it some sort of title. I'm just going to call it weird, and then save. And if you go, so this is now over here. If I see it again in this paper, or if I see another place that I feel is weird, I can, for another student, it will be here for me to drag and drop into the paper. And if you look, there's a little menu here where you can organize. There are different categories. So commonly used, if it's something that you use a lot, you may want to leave it there. If it's a composition one, again, here are a lot of comments that are already preloaded into it. You can create another one in here. Let's see. One thing that we did that you often see is that students will just say a whole lot of words, and it makes it confusing. Um, and sometimes it's just better to go simple, or to go with fewer words. So I might choose that. I'll give it a comment, too many words, and then I can put it in, let's say, commonly used. And now if I go back up here and choose commonly used, too many words is right there. So and what's nice about this is you don't have to save anything. Once you're done with it, you can just close it, and when the student opens it, it'll be there. But a lot of times students don't do that. What you can do is if you go down to the lower left-hand corner, you can click on Print Download, and you can basically print off, or you can create a PDF, and then you can upload that PDF into their Dropbox. So either way, I basically try to train my students from the beginning of class that they should use Grademark as part of their proofreading process, and that they should look at the Grademark report when they get their grades, because that's where I'm going to leave the comments. So this is a good way for you to leave a lot of helpful feedback with cutting out the redundancy of typing the same comments over and over again. Um, and I really like it. I find that when I'm grading an actual paper, the first couple of times you use it, it may take a little bit longer as you're building up your comments. But once you have your comments built up, it's really simple. And these comments will be here throughout the course of the class. Once a class ends and you enter a new classroom, you'll start off with the basic comments, but then you'll need to start loading them again, or creating them again for the next class. So that's a really quick recording, less than 10 minutes, which is a record for me, on how to use Grademark. If you have any questions at all, please email me or give me a call. The other options, if you're not going to use Grademark, is that you can go into the student's paper and you can leave comments directly in the paper using the comment function, and then load it back into their Dropbox. Or you can use the that's not what I wanted. You can use the little comment box right here, or the little feedback box right here. I will say that this I find to be more time consuming if you are leaving the level of feedback that you should be leaving. And I like either the Word option. I really like the Grademark option because you don't have to upload things later, and I find that Grademark is a lot more efficient, it's a lot quicker, and you can provide a lot more information to the students in the same amount of time. Um, if you are going to use a if you are going to use a feedback window, you're probably going to have to identify things like, on page 2, paragraph 3, there's this, and that to me gets to be very, very long. The last thing I want to mention is that most classes have a rubric. The rubric is right here. It'll be under evaluations. If you click on the name of the rubric, and then you can go in here and click on the appropriate box. If you find that a student's paper is between boxes, like it's not exact, it's good, it's better than good, but it's not exactly exceptional, so it should be more than 27 points, but it's less than 30, you can actually edit this. Let's say you want to leave 29 points. You just go over to the right hand column, or scroll over to the right, click on the little pencil, and then a box comes up and you can actually edit the score. You can also leave feedback. You can also leave feedback in this little comment box as well. So that's it. Thank you.